This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like.
Hey everyone, grab something to drink and a chair. I'm Angie.
I'm Jody, and this is what healing looks like.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
It's been a little bit of a different morning for me.
Yeah.
I think because, there's just healing happening.
That's good.
That's very good.
good. It's like
Very
a good
good.
morning.
It's a good morning.
Full of obstacles and negative thoughts and
Oh.
positive thoughts. And
Yes.
all of them. All of the stuff. Oh man, I get that.
Giving me another opportunity to show myself that I'm a new person and I get to be who I want to be. I never knew that before. And so I had lots of opportunities this morning to show myself how healed I am.
Yeah. Seriously. Today I was like ADD central, I swear.
Oh.
ADHD central. I lost my phone like 3 times. And you know how you it's in one spot and you're like, da 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 da, and you take it somewhere and put it somewhere else. And then you go back to the place where it was and you're like, it disappeared. That was me. And then I have to run around trying to find it. And I'm just trying to get ready and running behind. And it was the morning, but I didn't allow myself to get mad at myself. I just kind of laughed about it, which I'm so glad I'm not that old person anymore that would get upset and frustrated. But I just kind of laughed it's going strong today.
You know what stopped me in my tracks today is when I was working on getting ready and I couldn't, the simplest of things, I couldn't plug in my flat iron correctly. Okay. Because I have to finagle my cords in such a way now, you people, because I have a puppy. I have a little mini Australian Shepherd that has razor teeth. And so I can't have the cords hanging.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to finagle it. And even my flat iron, just plugging in my flat iron this morning. And I said something about it while I was doing it. And I heard my dog, take a breath. And I looked at him. This is Bo, my other dog that's still a puppy. He's over a year old, but he's a giant puppy. A GSP, German short hair pointer. He is such a lovey. And he looked at me with the eyeballs that were bigger, what's wrong with you, Mom? Because I'm not like that most often now. That used to be how it used to be when he first knew me over a year ago. And so, literally, oh my gosh, I think we got him yesterday.
Oh, good.
A year ago yesterday.
Nice.
Wow. Anyways, but he's looking at me oh, you want to rethink that, Mom? So it stopped me in my tracks.
Well, that's good.
So sometimes healing looks like your dog telling you that you're being ridiculous. And that's what happened to me this morning. And so I have been working on being my positive self since then.
That's good. That's way good.
Here I am.
That's great. That's great. Well, we wanted to kind of talk about our spouses today. So tell me,
Yes.
your wife, Jackie, when you first met her, what was your feeling? And how did you react to her? When you first saw her, was there any oh my gosh moments or anything like that?
Yes. And so the first time I saw her, it was at a party and she was across the room. And it was a party that my sister-in-law was having for her girlfriend. And they had asked my friend to do karaoke for them. But she didn't know my friend, and so she was nervous, so she wanted me to be there. And I wasn't planning on being there because the next day I was having a hysterectomy. Mm-hmm. And so I was in my head about so many things. And I didn't want to be there. I was frustrated and all things. And then I looked over, and I saw her, and my heart exploded.
So was it Dreamweaver?
It was like my whole body shifted. Just talking about it right now, my body kind of quivered inside. Mm-hmm. Just like butterflies, And that's weird though, but it happened on my left side. Left is past, right is present for me. And so, wow. Anyways, so when I saw her, I was just like, oh my heavens. It's almost like she was glowing but not glowing. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to meet her.
Yeah.
And I felt like I knew her. I had never seen her before in my life. So that was really confusing to me because I'm a very, like, when I feel like I know somebody, I know them.
Mhm.
And I had no idea who she was. And then I went and was introduced to her later on.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, is I knew in that moment that I was going to be with her. I was going to be with her, and I didn't know how I knew that, but I knew it like I know things.
Mhm.
And I don't get information for myself, and so when I had that feeling, it just kind of rocked me to my core
Mhm.
for so many reasons. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I was so physically, emotionally, everything attracted to her.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't, like I was, it's like a magnet. Like I
Mhm.
just was like a moth to the light, you know. Like that's how I felt, and I was
Yeah.
like, rein it in, Jody.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I was so conflicted is because I was married
Mhm.
and I loved my husband.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
our life.
Mhm.
I loved everything about it. He was my best friend.
Mhm.
Like literally, even still, like I miss that friendship
Mhm.
with him. And how many years later, 18, 19 years
Right,
later, you know?
right.
And, but so it was very conflicting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew my whole life that I was a lesbian. However, nobody else knew besides very few people.
I didn't even know, and I was
Yeah.
around you all the time.
Yeah. And
Even though people like thought we were together that
Oh.
way. We
Oh,
weren't.
yeah. People always, I'm like, I had,
Mhm.
sorry, friends. Sorry, friend. I've never thought about you like that.
That's okay. I've
There-
never thought about you like
There,
that either.
honestly, there was a time when I thought, God, it would just be really so much easier if we did like each other like
Right.
that.
Right. That's how we were living.
How we were living, all the
Absolutely.
things. But no, not at all. And I just loved you like a sister.
Right. That's how I felt too.
And, you know, all the things.
Mhm.
And, however, you know, Bryce was my best friend.
Right.
And we had several conversations about all those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that my first experiences were with girls. And, you know, and however, we fit like peas and carrots, folks. Like Bryce and I, it was easy. It was,
Yeah, you guys were great together.
it was a good thing. And then I saw Jackie. And I'd never had those feelings that I'd had before, even with how much I love Bryce. And I loved our life.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Jackie and I just knew
Mm-hmm.
100% deep into my soul that she was everything to me. And she doesn't even remember meeting me.
Not the same. That's funny. I'll have to ask her about her. That's so funny. That's so great. I'm gonna have to ask
So-
her definitely.
How did you meet Matt?
Well, we actually worked together. And the first time I even saw him, I had to take pictures for the grand opening of the store that we were in. And
For your job?
yeah.
Okay.
So I had the camera and stuff, and I was always taking pictures anyway. So I took pictures of everyone working and whatever. And the first time I actually saw him, he wouldn't even look at me so I could take a picture of him. And I was like, "Can you just look over here?" And he's like, "I'm working." Like he was like, I've got
I
a
don't
job
have time
to
for
do.
your nonsense.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I still have that picture too.
I want to see it.
I have like 2 pictures, I think, of him then.
Ooh,
but-
maybe we can edit those in so we can.
So then, later on, like we started to talk, and I didn't think he wasn't unattractive. Let me just put that right
Okay.
out there. He was very attractive, but there were people that I always thought were attractive,
Mhm.
and I was married too, but. We were very rocky at that time in our relationship. Very rocky.
You guys
Anyway.
have been rocky for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize how rocky you'd been because
Yeah,
it's hard
was
to
really
talk about
bad.
some stuff.
Yeah, it was really bad. But anyway, so we started talking, and it's not like anything inappropriate or anything like that. Nothing that I
Right.
hadn't had a conversation with anyone. But we knew each other from somewhere. And we kept saying that to each other, like, okay, what school did you go to? Which we went to the same school, but he's 6 years younger than I am.
Wait. So like the same thing but different.
Yes.
Okay.
So 6 years younger than me. So I didn't see him in high school, obviously. But the more we talked, like, I actually knew his cousin, and I grew up with his cousin in elementary school. Like, seriously, we were great friends, and she was at my house or I was at her house. So I must have seen him at one point,
Wow.
you know. And his uncle talked to my dad all the time because we were in the same neighborhood.
Right.
Anyway, so, but we talked a lot about trying to, like, figure out this and that. But I was in the middle of a divorce and going through all of that. And he messaged me one day asking me, like, how am I or whatever. And we kind of talked a little bit. And it wasn't anything inappropriate or anything like that. But I had told my husband that I wanted a divorce. And it was super hard. We had to tell our kids. And now Jordan is my kid, and his kid was living with us too. So, and she was older, a lot older.
An
And
adult.
so, yeah, she was an adult. And so we told our kids, and Jordan was young at that time. And
What was his reaction?
Jordan's reaction to the divorce, he cried. He thought it was his fault, of course. We had long conversations about that, a lot of healing conversations with that. Something that I always made sure I was checking on him and talking to him. And
Because it had nothing to do with him.
nothing at all to do with him. So, I changed jobs. I changed locations because a shift had come open that I could take and be at work when my son was at school, so I could take care of my son because I knew that I would be doing it on my own. And so, sorry, I got a frog in my throat this morning. So, I changed jobs, and the last day at that place, I was walking out with another friend of mine, and Matt came running up to me, and he's all, "Hey, would you want to go out to dinner or something with me?" And I was like, "Who are you talking to?" Like, I was like, "What? I'm older than you. Don't you want to go out with somebody your own age?" Like,
Did you say that?
yeah. I was like, "What?" I was so confused. Like, he probably was like, "Oh shit, why did I do this?" And I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to go out with someone like more your age?" And he's like, "No, I want to go out with you." And I was like, and my friend kind of laughed, like she laughed, and I was just like, "Well, yeah, I'll go out on a date with you. I'd like that." And that's what happened. It was great.
Wow.
It was fun, and
I've
I
never
was
heard
like,
that
really,
story.
really shocked because I was like, because like, of course he was great looking.
Right.
I probably commented. Well, I know I commented to another friend that he was really good looking. And somewhere along the line, when he was telling me about it, like he thought I was attractive too, and he would talk about me too, which I had no idea because we didn't talk about that stuff when we talked. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. I had no idea. I'm blown away. Like, what? But it was great. And from that, like, first date on, I think now probably our second date on, we were inseparable. Like, we just didn't stop hanging out at all.
Wow.
We were, yeah. And he's my soulmate.
And it just went from there.
Yeah, he's my twin flame. He's everything to me. He's everything to me. He's everything that I've ever needed and wanted in a relationship. And I feel like, well, he tells me I'm the same, so.
Right. And it's crazy because that's how I feel too.
Mm-hmm.
And like with Jackie, and we both, like, the second that, well, when she met me again, but we talk about it all the time, like how we can't believe we never met
Mm-hmm.
because our lives intertwine so much so that I should have ran into her so many different times and actually saw her a couple times, like on my first date with my ex-husband. And she is 7 years younger than me. And so at that time, when I was 18, she was a little girl. And so obviously, same thing as you. Like, you wouldn't have known Matt in high school
Right.
because
right.
he's 6 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about this is, friends, is that Angie and I, we had never even dated people our own age. They were always older than us. And for me, like, it was an intentional thing because the people that were my age, I did not appreciate. So the age gap between Jackie and I and Matt and Angie, it just cracks me up because we normally wouldn't have done that.
Mm-mm. And we would have never dated anyone.
Ever.
No. But I think then boys were just super immature. That's
Right. Well, and like with Jackie, it was so strange because she was the most mature person.
yeah.
Like, she's always been like a healed version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's had like other people, but she's just always been that bright white light. Like, everybody in her family, they always say that she reminds them of their Grandma Lou. Mm-hmm. And Grandma Lou was just such an incredible, just bright white light on this earth, and was kind to everybody, even people that probably didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But then again, how do we get to judge who deserves kindness? You know what I mean? And so that's how Grandma Lou was.
Right. That's how Jackie is.
That is exactly how Jackie is.
Always
and so
kind,
I always,
no matter what.
exactly.
So kind.
And when I met her, friends, I was very unhealed. I didn't even know I needed healing. And let me tell you, when I would see her just being kind, sometimes it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like, it made me uncomfortable, but then I was like, why does that make me uncomfortable?
You weren't ever around that.
I was not around that. And it's not that my family wasn't kind. It wasn't like that, but it just was a different level of kindness I had never experienced.
Right.
And so, and then when I met, her family and stuff, it was incredible, and how they accepted me and my kids 100% from day one. And I mean, it wasn't all the family, but the majority of her family. And that was overwhelming. And because obviously there was a lot of turmoil in my family because I had just left my husband and came out and all the things. Did I want it to go that way? No, I really didn't. And I've had to go back and revisit a lot of that to forgive myself and everything. Like, it just, not even to forgive myself, to forgive the person I was at that time that didn't understand how to go about things in a different way.
Yeah.
And so, but then just trying to live your life.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was an adventure, let me tell you.
Yeah, I have my own too. Like, I was very angry.
Yeah.
Because divorce is hard, and it's hard on whoever, if you want it or if you don't want the divorce.
Right.
It's hard on you, and you go through these emotions and all of the yuck, and you figure out who someone is when you divorce them, and neither one of myself or my ex-husband were very kind to each other throughout our divorce, So, coming out of that, like, poor Matt getting that unhealed version of Angie, that anger, like, every morning, that poor man would have to deal with my temper tantrums and my unhealed version of myself.
What would cause a temper tantrum for you?
Even the news, like, it was awful. So I turned it off. I turned off the news 16 years ago.
That is so crazy. Like, literally, we have talked about that a couple times. And that's when we weren't talking.
Right.
And I did the same thing. Like, I literally have not watched the news for probably 16 or 17 years.
Yeah.
Because it is so damaging.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't understand why people want to watch it.
Right.
Like, no, thank
And
you.
it's kind of funny because it was almost the same time that I started realizing how awful I was. Because, I mean, I knew I would get to work and feel awful and call my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I would call him and I would apologize to him. And he's a saint. He is such a beautiful person. He's childlike almost, not in the sense of he's childish, but he looks at the world with wonder in his eyes, and it's beautiful. It's something that helped me remember who I really am, and that I'm not an angry person, and I've never really been an angry person,
Right.
and that I love to be kind.
Right.
I love to be kind. Now, I'll tell people exactly what they need to know if they bother me about it. You know, I'm not the girl who gets stepped on and walked on, but I'm also the one that always wants to come with love in my heart first. I don't want to come through with jaded glasses to somebody who doesn't deserve it.
Right.
And to me, upon first meeting someone, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve any of it.
Regardless of what you know or don't know about
Right.
them.
It's none of my business.
It's not.
If someone else is saying something, that's none of my business. So
Yeah.
I take people for who they are to me and who they show me. I'm very good at reading people, so it's okay. And I'm still going to be kind because it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's my job to be kind. But my husband helped me heal in ways that I never would have imagined. I wouldn't be in the place I am now
Oh,
without my husband.
ditto, friend. Ditto. Oh my goodness.
And Jackie and Matt are a lot alike.
It's
A
so
lot alike.
crazy. They are like the same person, but then polar opposite.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Kind of like me and you two.
yes. Like
We're the same, and we're really different.
different.
Mhm.
Like, it's insane.
Right.
Some of the things that I'll say, did you know this, honey? Did you know this? Of talking about me and you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I didn't even know that. She's like, how did you not know that? It's very apparent. But yeah, I know what you mean, friend,
Mhm.
because like, I never knew that I could be this version of myself. I wanted, like mad, to be this version of
Mhm.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know even how to start a conversation
Mm-hmm.
without being in my head about it because I had no self-esteem.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand why I didn't have that. And
Mhm.
Jackie has just been,
And you thought you did.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Right.
Like, what?
I'm very
what?
confident. And inside turmoil.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I did know because people always have said to me that, which just blows my mind, that they are envious of how I am so secure in myself and all the things. And I'm like, how do you mean? Please inform me of what you're speaking of. And
My
the
little
things,
negative ego
they
voice is
things
talking
they're
all the time.
saying, and I just sit and listen to them, and I'm like, I remember all that stuff you're saying. However, the entire time,
Yeah.
little Jody was inside of me, screaming and bawling and freaking out, like having a full-blown hissy fit because I didn't want to do what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Not one person knew that.
Mm-hmm.
If you or Jackie would have been there, you would have known
Mhm.
because you can
Oh,
feel
yeah.
the underside of what I'm feeling. And just because of how we connect to each
Right.
other, our higher selves
Right.
connect, and then it's like all over. I can't block that. However, nobody would know that because I have that ability to step into confidence when I need to,
Yeah.
but it's borrowed confidence, people. It is not like my own.
Mhm.
And I learned that at a young age that
I learned
I
that at a young age, too.
could borrow confidence from the sun, the moon, the whatever, and I still to this day, like this morning, for instance, I almost posted these pictures of myself. I was sitting in one of my favorite chairs
Mhm.
in my family room.
Mhm.
It's my golden and green
Mhm.
mid-century modern chair that we found in Montana. And the sun I sit in that chair. I finally realized why I always sit in that chair in the morning, because it's positioned so that it's right by my lit up tree that I love, that I have going all year round. And it's directly diagonal in front of my long window where the sun rises. Didn't realize that until today. I was sitting there and the sun just washed over me, and I took out my phone and I just started taking pictures of myself because I wanted to, because I knew what it felt like inside, but I wanted to see what it looked like on the outside. And I was going to share those photos today, and I didn't. And I think I'm going to now after thinking about it, because how I see myself in those photos is so peaceful. Like how I used to feel about Jackie. Like I felt like she had so much peace and comfort and confidence and kindness and all the good things inside of her, because she looked like she was always glowing and at peace like that. And when I saw that, that's what I instantly thought about. And holy cow, friends. Like, that was incredible to feel today because of everything that I've been through the last couple of weeks, last 3 months actually. And I've kind of gone no contact with my mom, with Lana. And it's been very necessary, not to punish her or myself or anybody in our family, to get to a place where I can have peace about things that I've been working through and move forward in a positive direction and not have so much anger and resentment in my heart. If I was to force that right now, I would be a person that I don't want to be, because every time I feel like I want to go and speak to her, if that angry version of me starts coming out, I can't yet. I still have stuff to process through without her. And I know it's probably feeling really brutal for her. However, I invite her to make some peace about it and figure out how she can do better and how she can move forward in a positive direction without thinking negative about our relationship moving forward. Does that make sense?
Oh, of course.
And so through all of this, and then realizing that and seeing that in myself today, it was a powerful moment, friends. And that is exactly what healing looks like.
Absolutely. And
So
sometimes it looks like going to contact, and sometimes it looks like all of those things.
right.
So,
But it took Jackie, like seeing how Jackie was and how she treats me and has always treated me. And then seeing that in myself, like how I saw her, it was just such a full circle today.
Good.
And so it's great that we're talking about our spouses today,
Yeah.
because she 100% makes me a better person. 100%.
That's how I feel about my.
She's made me a better parent. She just makes me the best possible version of myself without her even realizing that she's doing it. Just because I want to be that person for her, because that's who she is to me. And that's what Jackie does for me. And that is how I knew 100% the first time I saw her that we were meant to be together. Like I'd found my soulmate. I had found my, whatever you want to call it, friends, your twin flame, your soulmate, your person that you were meant to be together. I've traveled with her many times and all the things. And I hope to travel with her every time after this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely the same. That is my soulmate. He's my twin flame. He's the person that I choose every single time, every single lifetime. I was thinking about, when you were talking, I was thinking about how Matt has helped me grow into the softer version of myself, and how he accepted me exactly how I was. Angry, broken, scared, all of the things. And he loved me the way that no one else has ever loved me. And I loved him exactly the same. Like, no one has ever, I've never loved anyone as much as that.
I understand.
And so there was a time where I think this is when I found out how much Matt meant to me. I was getting a lot of pressure about not seeing him because I was going through a divorce, and he was a single father of 3 kids, and he was younger, and he wanted to obviously use me for some reason. Not that somebody would actually like love me for who I am, you know. It was he wanted to use you for some reason, which made me feel really awful about myself.
I can imagine. I have a lot of feelings hearing that right now. Not gonna lie.
So I called him one day and I said that I think that maybe we shouldn't see each other for a while or whatever, and I couldn't stop crying. I was sobbing through that whole conversation, and I didn't cry when I got a divorce from my husband. I cried like a baby, like full on shakes, when I was telling Matt that there were people telling me that I should not see him, and like that I should heal myself first, or whatever it is, that I needed to find somebody who could take care of me financially, or whatever it was that they were telling me, because that was still good too.
Because that's what matters.
Right?
I mean, yeah, money matters, but no.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't care if I was in a cardboard shack with him, because
Right.
I love him and I believe in him.
100%.
And I hung up the phone and I cried and cried and cried, and I called him right back. And poor Matt is like, I think he was out to dinner with his friend.
Oh,
And so he was like trying not to like tell his friend what was going on. And when I talked to him on the phone, I could tell he was upset too. Like I could totally tell he was upset. And then I was just begging him not to take my words earlier and still accept me for who I was, you know? And because it broke me telling him. It broke me. And I knew right then I was going to be with him for the rest of my life. And we hadn't gotten to like tell each other that we loved each other or anything. Like that came way later in our relationship.
oh yeah.
So, but I knew.
Yeah. Friend, I understand.
So I have a story to tell you. So, because it's a cute, fun story, but I knew the minute that Matt loved me. Like, I mean, I think he had feelings,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew the minute that it like clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw it on his face, and I was just like, and I ran. It was so funny. We went. So Matt was in his marriage. He was a Jehovah's Witness. He had converted to being a Jehovah's Witness. And they
We
don't,
still have to unpack that because I don't understand that.
Okay.
So
but they don't.
later.
They don't celebrate any holidays like Christmas or whatever. And it was in December, and we were going shopping. And now our second date was Thanksgiving dinner. So, but that's another time. So we were Christmas shopping. I wanted to go Christmas shopping and get some stuff for my family, and I think maybe pick up something for Dylan. I don't remember. But I needed to go Christmas shopping, and he wanted to go with me. And he wanted to pick up some stuff for his kids. So we go Christmas shopping, and we were at Target. And he picked up this a candelabra thing, like the big ones that the big fat candles sit on. So like they're like the stand or whatever.
Right.
And he picked one up, and he said, a line from Indiana Jones, he said, "This is the cup of Christ." And I looked at him and I said, Jesus was a carpenter. his cup would have been made of wood. And his jaw dropped. And I could see it in his face. And I was like, and then I walked around the room really quick. I was like, no. So I knew from that point on, like, seriously, and we talk about that so much, and it's so funny because his love for Indiana Jones and my love for Indiana Jones, and we had no idea at that point that we even watched Indiana Jones, because Indiana Jones is like one of my absolute favorite movie. So, and all of them are my favorite movie. So, for him, and he's such a movie buff, and he loves Indiana Jones, and he's like such a Star Wars nerd too. So Harrison Ford is just like,
Oh yeah, I know.
So for me to like have that specific line from Indiana Jones,
just rocked him to his core.
Oh yeah, like shook him.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Before we were going into the store, it was the same type of thing, but different, so different. Like we were sitting in her car talking, and I was just like, I don't even, like I wanted to tell her, but I couldn't tell her, but it was just going to burst out of me. And I'm like, how could I even be feeling like this, let alone want to tell her? Like, what is she going to think? She's going to think I'm some crazy old lady. Like, what the hell? With 3 kids, she's this young spring chicken. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. And she's like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I just have some stuff I want to talk to you about, but I just don't know if I want to talk to you about it yet because it just is ridiculous and all the things and whatever else. And I wouldn't stop rambling on about it. And she just looked at me and she goes, I love you. So she told me that she loved me so I could feel confident to say it back to her. But at the same time, I was like, oh, well, what do I do now? One of those things, you know what I mean? But it was just such a whirlwind. I can't even tell you. That's one of the anniversaries that we celebrate still. We celebrate when we said I love you, our commitment ceremony, which was yesterday, June 2nd. And thank you. And our actual legal wedding, because once it was the second it was legal in Utah, we went and got married. So
good.
Yeah.
We celebrate 2 anniversaries too.
Do you?
Oh yeah. We celebrate our second date together.
Oh.
And then we celebrate we celebrate our first date together, sorry. And we celebrate our wedding.
Love it.
Because we didn't get married until 5 or 6 years later, I think.
Ours was 3, I think.
I told him I didn't want to get married for 10 years. And I didn't want to have babies. I got married in 5 years. And have a baby. He talked me into everything. Because he's so much fun.
How did he talk you into another kid?
Oh, I don't even remember how he talked me into it. But he talked me into having a kid before he talked me into getting married. Oh, yeah. It was easier for me to have a kid than it was to get married at that point.
Oh, wow.
Because I had so much healing to do. So, yeah. I don't know how he talked me into it. But he knew the minute he got me pregnant, he told me.
That's right. You were telling me the other day.
He told me.
And you're pregnant now.
Yep. And then I took a test and
oh
my gosh, when I took the test too, I took the test before I went to work and I looked at the stick and I was kind of relieved because it showed negative. It is the one with the 2-line thing. So I go to work thinking, oh gosh, I'm kind of relieved because I wanted a glass of wine and all the things. And I get home and he's standing there like, look, it's positive. There were 2 lines. It showed up a little bit later after I left, and he didn't tell me anything. He's home all day. I'm at work. He tells me nothing, and he's pacing to tell me. He's like, I wasn't going to tell you over text. I'm like, well, I'm glad you didn't tell me over text. And then we were supposed to go to my parents' house for dinner. And so I think it was, we were supposed to go to my parents'. I don't know if it was for dinner or whatever. And I think it might have been a week later. I don't know. We hadn't even had time to process.
Right.
I didn't have time to process. He probably already had time to process because he really wanted to have another kid. If my husband could have 18 kids, he would have 18 kids. He loves kids. Loves kids. And he's so good with them.
He really is.
Yeah, he's the best father. I can't even tell you how lucky I got. And we have 5 of them, so it's a lot of kids anyway. But well, our 5th came that day. He's our 5th kid. So we went to my mom's house, and I sat down on the counter, counter or whatever. And she asked me if I wanted a glass of wine, and I said, probably not tonight. And she's like, oh, you're pregnant. And I was like, I look at my husband, and he looks at me, and I'm like, and he shrugs his shoulders a little bit, and I shrug mine, and I said, yeah. And she goes, oh my gosh! And she's like, it's so happy. So happy. Because we had already talked about, like with everyone, that we were going to try to have a kid. I just didn't know it was going to be so soon.
Right.
And I found out, I think it was in January I found out. He was born in October. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew instantly when I was pregnant with each one of my kids.
Yeah.
Instantly. Yeah, I got really sick.
Yeah. I was sick, but I wasn't awful.
Oh,
Which I wasn't awful with Jordan either. So, you know. So Lucas, I just thought I was having a girl the whole time until I was told I was having a boy. So I even had bought a dress and
Really?
yeah, because I really thought that he was a girl.
Wow.
And I'm usually spot on. Not myself, but apparently I can't.
Wow.
That's okay though.
Yeah, it's funny because when Jackie and I were finally in a place to where we bought a home in Ogden, we had joint custody with my ex-husband. We did week on, week off, which was perfect for our kids. And we did Friday to Friday. And we talked several times on if she ever wanted children. And she did. She said she never really thought about it. She never really saw herself in that role, but she wasn't sure and all the things. And so we really talked about it because here's the thing. I had 3 children and my youngest was in 5th grade. And I said, listen here, if you want to have any children, we've got to have at least 2 because I'm not going to have a younger one by themselves. I don't want to do that unless we have to. Then we were shopping, and because we went back and forth, and I was like, well, we have probably a year to decide, but somebody would have to be pregnant at that point, and then no more. And we went to the store, and there was this child that was probably about 2.5, maybe, laying on the concrete floor right in the aisle, screaming bloody murder, kicking and screaming, and their head even, hitting their head on the floor. I'm like, and the mom was just staring at the child, and I said, no. I looked at Jackie, and she looked at me, and she's like, the answer's no. I said, yeah, me too. I'm done with that because I wanted to pick him up and swat him on his butt. I'm like, that was the parenting that I wanted to do at the moment. So I'm like, nah, maybe not.
Yeah.
So we just ended the discussion there. And I'm so glad that we did because it wouldn't have been what we needed.
Yeah.
And with our grandkids, that has been some of the funnest moments.
Yeah.
With her is watching her, when they were little, watching her struggle to put the diaper on and then crawling around. And I know all the tricks because I've done it.
Right.
And I watched kids and I can wrangle 2 at a time if I need to because there were twins I watched once. And I literally can. You just have to know how to do it. I watch her because I didn't want to tell her how to do it. You got to learn some things, you know?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I giggle and stuff.
That's part of it.
We would laugh at each other a lot back then. And our grandkids, they just... Our granddaughter, she is just the sassiest little stinker, and I just love her. But when she was little, the 2 of them, and William is so sweet, they would just, it was so fun. It was fun to watch. We had them quite a bit when we were in Clearfield, and when they were little, That's where they were both born, I think. No, our house was being built when William was born, and then Skylie was born there. So we had them quite a bit. It was so much fun.
That's awesome. There's 15 years between Jordan and Lucas.
How did your body handle that? Because mine were so so
It did.
fast.
It didn't. I got really sick after.
Oh,
I broke.
what
Yeah.
broke?
Well, after I had Lucas, I was back in the hospital because I was going to have a heart attack or a stroke. I was home maybe 2 days, and then I was back in the hospital.
You were only home for 2 days
I
and
think
back
so,
in the
yeah.
hospital?
It was 2 days.
So what happened? Like it just,
I just kept filling up with fluid, and I couldn't get rid of it. Yeah, and they pumped 60 pounds of fluid out of me. 60
6-0.
60 out of me. I was in the hospital for, I don't know, 5 or 6 days, I think, with a newborn.
Wow.
Yeah, I was it was awful. It was awful. And my body just it's taking forever to heal, and there's some parts that are still not healed, and it's okay though. It was really hard on my body, but it's something that doesn't happen to everyone. It just happens with women and hormone shifts with pregnancy or menopause, and or like there's a lot of things that it's a hormone shift. So pregnancy is a huge one. Birth is a huge one. So, but we figured it out, and we're working on fixing it. But yeah, it took a lot out of me, like a lot out of me. And he was a big baby. Oh my gosh.
How much do you weigh?
Well, he wasn't as big as your baby, but he was a big baby. Because Jordan was like 6 pounds, 14 ounces, and I had a hard time giving birth to him. And Lucas was 9 pounds, and I had to have a C-section. I couldn't get him. He was stuck. Yeah, his head was like,
I didn't know you had to have a C-section.
I had to have a C-section. And so I had a C-section, and my doctor was like, you can't have any more kids after this. We talked about it with my pregnancy the whole time, and that I was going to have my tubes tied after him. I don't know how my husband handled that.
Yeah.
He felt about it, but I knew I didn't want to have any more kids anyway, and I was okay with it. So the C-section made it easier, and he just took care of everything. So,
Wow.
yeah, I was really nervous in the hospital because I didn't want to have a C-section because there was so many like negative things that came with it. But honestly, after my C-section, I healed faster than I did with Jordan.
Really?
Like my body, I got up out of bed. I was walking around. I didn't do that with Jordan.
Wow.
I mean, I guess it was a different time, but I didn't have problems.
Yeah.
So my scar healed nicely. I used an oil on it every day, and so I keloid scar, and using that oil on my scar, it didn't keloid scar, which was amazing. And I was always worried about that. So
Right. I used to
Yeah.
keloid scar too, but I don't anymore.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
good. Anyway, so yeah. It was a
Wow.
long process. It was scary and it was hard, but we got through it.
Wow.
It was very scary. That's a story for another time.
When you started dating Nat,
Mhm.
how did Jordan react?
Oh, that's a great question. He wasn't too thrilled. But he was an angry little boy, and rightfully so. So he wasn't too happy, but he warmed up, and the words that he said to me is, "I love Matt because of how happy he makes you." So at first it was kind of a battle and kind of a struggle, because honestly, it's always been me and him, you know? And so I think this was the first person to come in my life that he was like, it's not going to be me and her anymore. You know? It's
Yeah.
going to be me and him and her.
He could feel it.
Yeah. And so I think that wasn't I don't know, easy for him, you know.
And how was Matt with Jordan?
It's good with Jordan. He's good with Jordan.
He's just such a
he ta-
kind, gentle
he-
person.
Yeah,
And jokey and
right,
stuff.
yeah, and that took a lot for Jordan to get used to,
Because
too,
he was used to
Mr.
stern.
Serious, yeah,
He's used to like
uh-huh.
saluting.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously.
So, but Matt is the one that actually made me not be a helicopter mom. He was like, because Jordan wanted to have a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his 15th or 16th. No, it was his 15th birthday. And he wanted to like have his friends and like do his own thing. And I was just like, no, like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And Matt says, well, we're going to put the video games in the trailer outside, and the boys are going to have a night where they don't have parents hovering over them, and Jordan's going to get to do what Jordan wants to do for his birthday. And we're going to buy him all the snacks that he wants, and he can invite the people that he wants, and
Good job.
he doesn't have to have a birthday cake if he doesn't want to, but he gets exactly what he wants. And so we sat down and he told us what he wanted, and Matt said, how about we put the TV outside and your Xbox or whatever
Love
it was. I think it was an Xbox, whatever. But he put it out in the trailer, or he says, let's put it out in the trailer for you. You guys can just have the time of your life. And Jordan was like, heck yeah. So he got to be a kid his age and help me step back and let him figure out all of his stuff and do his thing.
Right.
Yeah, it was tough, but he taught me how to not be a helicopter mom, which was kind of funny because he really wanted to be a helicopter dad with Malaya and not like let her have her wings and go too. So I had to kind of
Help
pull
with
him
that.
back a little bit and let her just spread her wings and figure out the things that she needed to figure out on her own
Right.
without him trying to help her figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And it was time for us to back off and listen and then help them stand back up instead of telling them what to do and being their voice.
Right.
So, yeah, he helped me a lot with that. So tell me about your kids and how they reacted with Jackie.
Honestly, they loved Jackie because they knew her.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was after they found out,
Mm-hmm.
I had to have a long conversation,
Oh, of course,
obviously,
yeah.
with my kids.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, that should have happened.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I wanted to explain to my kids in a way that gave them all the information, but not all the information.
Yeah.
Because I
absolutely.
didn't want them to think that this was just something that I just willy-nilly decided to do one day.
Mhm.
That this is who I've been my whole life.
Mhm.
From the youngest of an age, I thought I should have been born a boy.
Right.
Like literally, I didn't tell them that then. But I was the boy of the family.
Yeah.
Like I was the tormentor of my sisters,
Yeah.
like a little brother would have been. And I'm not kidding, in every way. Like I just,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew at a very, 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 very young age, the only thoughts I ever thought about when I would want to be with somebody, or I thought somebody was cute or pretty, it was cute or pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yes, I do also think men are handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I am not, just because I'm a lesbian doesn't mean I don't think somebody's handsome.
Right.
You know, people got confused about that back then. It's like,
Yeah.
calm
The
down.
world's a
Calm
little
down,
different now.
people. It's okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I raised my kids in a way that judgmental conversations were not really an option. I really worked on teaching my kids that being different is a good thing. And because, hello,
Mhm.
they had me as a mom. And I I do a lot of quirky things because I am severely ADHD and all the things sprinkled with a lot of different things. And I never knew until last year what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that I know, looking back on it, thinking about things is like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
how things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But having conversations with them looked a lot different back then than it does now.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
so much so I can't even tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And but we had so much diversity in our family
Mm-hmm.
and inclusion in our family already.
Mm-hmm.
Like my little brother that was severely handicapped,
Mhm.
could not walk, talk, hold himself up, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like my kids grew up with him as
Mhm.
their uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were kind to every type of
Mhm.
person. I just felt like my kids were so well rounded. And 2 of my ex-husband's sisters are lesbians. And they love them fiercely. And so my kids entering in elementary school literally would be like a person entering elementary school these days, because that's how fast forward our
Mm-hmm.
family and conversations were, but then weren't at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, yes, this is how it is, but then part of my family is like, but we don't talk about that. And I'm like, oh, we do.
Mm-hmm.
But in this family, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been that person to show my kids the difference in people and accept that, and not only accept it, but celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they would do their weird things, like all I did when I was a stay-home mom was literally sing songs, watch their shows,
Yeah.
do all that stuff. When they would be naughty, I would literally march around the house and sing about stuff.
Yep.
And so I was constantly trying to show them different ways of how to heal themselves before I even know that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it healed me so much. And thinking about that, going back there, thinking about it is so healing, because I was doing the best I could
Oh,
at every
absolutely.
moment I could,
Absolutely.
and teaching them the things they knew or that they needed to know moving forward to be confident and secure in all the things.
Mm-hmm.
All while, most of the time my kids were in school, they got bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And so working through all that, and then, when Bryce and I got divorced, we lived up in an area that you went to the same school with the same elementary people as the high school people. Like, I mean, it was all, you never got to meet anybody new.
Mm-hmm.
You were stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my kids were in.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Jackie and I bought our house in Ogden,
Mhm.
it opened that door
Mm-hmm.
that we could have our kids go to a different school if they
Mhm.
wanted to. I didn't necessarily want them to go to a school in Ogden, but it was better than the school in Morgan where they got bullied. And so I was like, what do you do? And Shelby decided. She was the first one. She's like, I was worried she was going to take her own life at one point.
No, that's so sad.
Like literally, I never really voiced it out loud, but I was so, because she got bullied so heavily. And, because she's different and she had learning disabilities, just
Mhm.
like me. And so it was like, I was watching this, trying to do everything I could possibly do to help her, because nobody helped me in that situation.
Mhm.
I went through the same things,
Mm-hmm.
but worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, brutal stuff back then,
Mm-hmm.
because there was no talk about being kind to people.
Mm-hmm.
There just wasn't back when we went to school.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like a helicopter mom on steroids, for God's sakes,
Mhm.
because of what happened to me as a child.
Yeah.
And I did not want, I was seeing it happening again. And I'm like, how can I stop this? And so I was up at the schools constantly. At one point, I thought I was going to have to pitch a tent, because
Yeah.
they would not take care of some things. And I'm like, this needs to be taken care of immediately. Like, I don't even understand. If it would have been these days,
Right.
totally different situation.
Yeah.
However, like all of that being said, everything that happened and when it happened in such a way that I feel like my kids got to experience things and see me show up for them
Mm-hmm.
and all the things that I'm so happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's crazy because I don't know if they know all the things I did like that, because most of the time it was a behind the scenes
Mhm.
thing. Like they tell me and then I go do it behind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then when Jackie came into the picture, she's like, maybe you need to not be so helicoptery. Maybe we need to let them make their own decisions. Maybe we need to this and maybe we need to that. And I was like, what are you talking about? How are they going to know the right thing to do if I don't help them figure it out? And she's like, because they need to figure it out.
Right.
So I went from not being told how to do things to I'm going to tell you everything, all the things,
Right.
and you're going to experience it
Went the
with
other
me.
way.
Went the polar
Mhm.
opposite way, and I didn't know how damaging that could be.
Mhm.
And so we all do the best we can do
Oh, yeah,
as we're in the situations we're in.
Absolutely. I'm really super happy that you have Joey, or that you have Jackie. I'm really super happy that you have her. I'm forever grateful that she's in your life. And I tell her all the time how grateful I am that she's in your life. Because there was a time I didn't think that you were going to be on this earth for very long. And I know with all of my heart that Jackie is the one that pulled you out.
She 100% is.
And so I'm forever 100% grateful that she's in your life.
Wow, me too. And you're 100% right. Because one of the things that I struggle with the most is suicidal thoughts and tendencies and all the things about it. If my eyes were open, that's all that was going through my head. Constant, constant, constant. And then beside that, I had the negative chatter. And, you know, that I was never good enough. I had to, the things that I made myself do on a daily basis to feel normal was just not okay. And it was tiring. It was exhausting. And not feeling accepted, not feeling I could be who I always needed to be and wanted to be, who I was born. That was really, it was hard. And finally being that person and then being rejected by a lot of people, it was, I didn't know how to breathe. And then even though I was the one that wanted the divorce, I went from doing everything for my kids constant, because that's just the mom I was, to not seeing them for 6.5 days, like in my home. But then still doing the motherly duties that I would do regardless of where they were. I'm just so grateful that I'm me now.
Me too.
I am me through the tears, through the laughter, through the awkward shit I say. Everything. I celebrate what I do now. And there are times that if I would have done or said any of the things that I said today in this podcast, I probably would have ended my life afterwards, after I went home today. And I'm not kidding. And the fact that I can sit here and share this information with people that need to hear it, I'm just so honored, because no matter what you've done in your past, you are still worthy of everything you deserve. And you still deserve things. Nobody is perfect. And you deserve happiness in your life, regardless of what you did. Everybody deserves forgiveness and acceptance, and to be able to live a life that they feel they're being their true selves in. And I know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm so thankful that I have my children and I had my husband in my life, because I wouldn't trade that for anything. Just like I wouldn't trade my life with Jackie. Like, everything needed to happen the way it happened, so that I ended up to where I am now. That I could be the present mom, the present grandma, the present person for myself, like for my wife, for you. Even though I yammer way too much, it's okay. That's what healing looks like.
That is.
So yeah.
Well, everyone, remember to give yourself some grace, love your people, and keep going. Until next time.
We'll see you next time, folks.
Yeah, stepping in the light, used to walk through the shadows. Now I'm building my own throne. Last year had my name on the ground. Now I'm wearing my crown like it was always my own. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me go. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. Hands shook, heart broke, I kept picking up the pieces from the floor. Now I laugh with the windows down like the wreckage was a door I couldn't ignore. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me rise. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. I was never gone, just under the dirt. Now I bloom too loud. Now I know my worth. Yeah, I know my worth. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. Got that legendary power in my blood and in my bones. Now I'm making it known. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. Yeah, stepping in the light, used to walk through the shadows. Now I'm building my own throne. Last year had my name on the ground. Now I'm wearing my crown like it was always my own. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me go. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. Hands shook, heart broke, I kept picking up the pieces from the floor. Now I laugh with the windows down like the wreckage was a door I couldn't ignore. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me rise. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. I was never gone, just under the